Greetings, fellow Wayland-Yutani Bulletin fans. I was just watching Sky News earlier, and this little news segment popped up, which I hope many of you will find interesting. Enjoy.
We've long been told that improvements in robot technology will make millions of jobs obsolete, but could they pose a more fundamental threat to mankind? It's a question posed by the director, Ridley Scott, in his latest film, Alien Covenant. He spoke to our technology correspondent, Tom Cheshire, about how worried we should be about the rise of artificial intelligence.
All of this to start our new life.
Nearly 40 years after we saw our first xenomorph, Ridley Scott returns with the latest installment in the Alien franchise.
Where is it?
And yes, there are aliens. Lots. But the central figure isn't human or alien. Instead, it's an artificially intelligent robot. Scott thinks AI will have a lot to answer for.
AI, I think, is much farther advanced than they would care to discuss or admit. The Wright brothers started off one age where they got off the ground for 25 feet in 1910. We're now seriously considering landing on Mars just over 100 years later. I mean, that's shocking. But the digital evolution from Steve Jobs forward is, quantum. It's amazing, though, what's happening. And so who knows how that will save or destroy us over the next 30 years. I don't know.
There is a theory that we will be immortal by 2050.
Correct. Bit late for me, damn it. You might make it.
I might just about.
We're having a bit of a cultural moment for worrisome robots. Westworld painted a troubling picture.
She doesn't know.
She's beginning to suspect, I think.
Suspect? How can it not know what it is?
But the tradition stretches back, and Scott has been central to it. In Blade Runner, he showed the threat and tricky questions posed by AI. And in the first Alien, back in 1979, Ash the android tried to kill the crew. But we've been told to watch out for robots on screen since 1927, with Fritz Lang's Metropolis. So why does any of that matter? Because fiction influences fact, according to Ben Russell, curator of the Robots exhibition at the Science Museum.
I think that filmmakers have got a lot to answer for in how people understand robots, because so often the robot is the baddie or the villain of the piece, like the Terminator. Plus, they're very powerful images and the most memorable bits of films often. People leave the cinema and they go away with the idea that a robot is a nasty, dodgy thing.
Another problem with focusing on the futuristic, sexy, murderous robots of science fiction, the ones who will kill us all, is that it obscures some of the potential problems with robots today. And those aren't as interesting, but they are important. Things like power being concentrated in the hands of just a few companies, automation leading to job losses, and robots reproducing our existing prejudice in things like racism and sexism.
The robots of today aren't quite as advanced as the ones played by Fassbender. Science fiction runs ahead of science fact. But not for long. Tom Cheshire, Sky News.
Too scary for me, I have to say. Now, let's return to